Hello, thank you. This is Brian with SWS, and I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to use the keypad for the NX6, which is the networks panel that we commonly use in Lennar homes. Alright, so this is our keypad. The flip door, we have some emergency panic buttons here. We have all the different numbers and digits for the codes and a few buttons over to the right. So notice the green light and the red light and the series of numbers here at the top. The red light indicates power. If you have a power outage, the red power light will go out. However, the alarm should continue to work for anywhere between 6 and 8 hours on a backup battery supply that is connected in your control panel. So the red light goes out, alarm continues to work. That's what it's for. When the power is restored, your battery will recharge back up to normal. The green light here, if you can see, it says ready on top of it. If the green light is on, that essentially means that all your zones are closed and it is ready to arm. If one of the zones is open, the green light will shut off. Just like that. When the door is shut, the green light comes back on, letting you know that all the perimeter doors or windows are shut and that you can arm the alarm system now. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get into the different buttons and what they do. Okay, starting from right to left, we'll start with these buttons here. These buttons, the up and down, essentially are the dimmer for the backlighting of the keypad. So if I have this all the way up, you can't see the lights without the lights being off, but that is the brightest of my dimmer. And if I go all the way down until it beeps, that's basically shutting the light in the back off 100%. We're going to go ahead and leave it on. Okay, the next button I want to cover is the chime button. Notice the light next to the word chime. That means when you open the door, you'll have a chime. Now if I turn that button off, it toggles on or off and remove the light. Now when I open the door, it's silent. You can see my number 1 light lighting up because the door was opening. Alright, we're going to leave it back on for demonstration. Okay, now we're going to cover the different ways to arm your alarm system. So there's basically 2 different ways to arm your alarm, technically 3. You can arm it when you stay at home, or you can arm it when you go away and you're exiting. So first we'll cover stay arming. To arm it and stay, you can type in your master code and then press the stay button afterwards. Notice how all the different lights here came on automatically. Those are all motion sensors in our home, and they automatically bypass when we set the alarm in stay mode. That is so when you're home at nighttime and let's say you got up in the middle of the night to walk to the kitchen, you don't accidentally set off a motion sensor and have the alarm go off caused by you. Alright, so at nighttime when you're arming the alarm in stay mode, the motion detectors are temporarily bypassed, and that's indicated by the zone numbers lighting up solid. So this is the typical way of arming and stay. However, there is always a delay that's set on the front door, and that delay is set there for somebody to come back after the alarm has already been set and to enter with a delay time, with enough time to disarm the alarm system. So to avoid having a delay at the front door, you'll hit the stay button a second time, and that's indicated by the instant light over here to the left. It's the second one down on the left. It says instant. And when that red light is on, that indicates that the front door is now on instant. There's no delay. So if somebody were to open my door, my alarm will go off instantly. Alright, so and the purpose for that is if someone were to kick in your front door, the alarm is going to go off immediately as opposed to leaving a 30-second delay before number 1 the alarm goes off, or number 2 the cops being dispatched, which they will be dispatched. And okay, so that's how you arm it and stay. In some cases, the programming is set up so you can just hit the stay button without typing your code. Just make sure that you hit the stay button twice and arm it into the instant mode, and that way you know that you're covered. All right, we're going to go down to exit. When you're exiting, this is called away arming. To arm the alarm system when you're leaving and going away, you simply type in your master code. This will arm your alarm system and start the 60-second countdown delay. This is the amount of time that you have to get out of the door and leave the premise. Now this beep will carry on for about 60 seconds. During this time, you should be gone. The last 10 seconds of this 60-second process, the beeps go a little bit faster, indicating that you're running out of time and that you should probably get it going. If for some reason you need more time, then please disarm your alarm system and then rearm the system on your way out. Always arm and then leave instantly afterwards to avoid all false alarms. Now, when you return to disarm your alarm, the only thing you will have to press is your 4-digit code. Simple as that. So to arm, I type in my 4-digit code. To disarm, I type in my 4-digit code. All right, the next button that we'll cover is the bypass button. Bypass is used to arm your doors and windows through the night, and maybe you want to have a particular window or door open. So to bypass a zone, you hit the bypass button. Then you hit the zone number that corresponds with the zone you're trying to bypass. And then go back to the bypass button and hit it twice. And now you can see the light is on solid and it has bypass zone number 2. So let me show you a few more bypasses. I'm going to bypass a few zones here. Bypass 3, bypass, bypass. Bypass 4, bypass, bypass. Bypass 5, bypass, bypass. Now I'd like you to note that you will never bypass unless you are going to arm the system immediately after bypassing those zones. So now that we have the zones bypass, I can go ahead and arm the system in stay and instant mode. Now the alarm is set and my zones are all bypassed and ready to go. So when I wake up in the morning and want to disarm my alarm system, I simply type in my code and it releases all the bypasses. Now bypassing has to be done manually every time you arm your alarm system unless it is a motion sensor. Motion sensors will always bypass automatically. All right, and that covers bypassing. The last button we have is the cancel button. Cancel button is only ever used for a false alarm, nothing else. It's not used for any other feature. To use the cancel button, this is when if I set my alarm and somebody accidentally opens the backsliding door and sets the alarm off, I can come over and disarm my alarm system and hit the cancel button. The cancel button sends a cancellation signal to the central station. In that order, they will not call or dispatch police department. It literally cancels your alarm. So if it was a real burglary or a real situation, then please do not hit cancel, because then you will be on your own and will not have police response. Okay, so that covers the cancel button. And then next over here to the left, we have our 3 panic buttons. We have fire, medical, and police panic. These buttons all have a note that comes with the keypad, and it tells you to hold these buttons for at least 3 seconds before one of them will go off. So if I hold the fire button down for 3 seconds, I will get a horn from the fire horn. If I hold my medical button down for 3 seconds, the keypad will just beep locally. And if I hold down the police panic, the siren will start blasting. In most cases, when you set the fire panic, you're definitely going to have a fire truck roll up. If you hit the medical panic, Normally they're going to try to verify what the situation is, and if nobody answers, they're going to definitely send an ambulance your way. And same with the police. They're not calling first to verify anything. This is a police panic, so if you hit this button, expect to have the police show up. Okay, and that takes care of all the buttons. So 2 more pieces. One is going to be the duress code. Duress code is an alternate code to your master code that's used in case of a life or death emergency when re-entering your home. So this is something that usually happens at nighttime, and somebody would be walking into the house, and a would-be burglar would walk behind you and push you into the house. And because your alarm is set, they're going to be ordering you to disarm the alarm system. So this code would be used in place of your master code to make sure that the police respond, and this could possibly save your life one day. So our company uses the duress code at 2580. So any panel that we installed will have that code set to it. So it doesn't matter that other people have the code. If that code is hit, it sends a first priority response, which means send the cops immediately. A duress code means my life is in danger. Somebody has a gun to my head, and respond immediately. So that cuts the response time down drastically. From going from maybe 10 to 15 minutes, we're talking about from 2 to 10 minutes, easily. So that's the duress code. So to turn off your alarm while it's armed, you just hit our duress code 2580, and that'll disarm the alarm system. And at the same time, it will send a silent panic to the police department, so they will acknowledge that you're under duress, meaning life or death, and they will send the hit squad to you. Okay, so the last piece here is that we would need to cover is changing the code, and we will go ahead and change the code on our next part. Thank you.